And as I have mentioned before, revisions first, then teaching. Of course, theme, let me write here, theme 4. Unit 1 has lots of vocabs, and I've listed them: citizen, right and vote, legal responsibilities, law, ethical responsibilities, civil participation, NGO, and we said NGO is the acronym. So each letter stands for a word. So non-governmental organizations, participate, community, and global citizen. And we talked a lot about these kind of vocabs, and we talked how can you memorize these kind of words and vocabs, and bought a word for a day, call it whatever you would like to call it, a word for a day, a word for a week, or whatever. Yeah, and just ignore the capital letters and small letter in the presentation. So unit 2, which is grammar, use to plus infinitive, habits or situation in the past, not anymore right now. And we gave as well examples last week, and other teachers will give examples of, and I'm sure that your teachers in the schools are trying their best to give you as much examples as they can. So we can give an example, a very easy example I can give right now. He used for example, he used to play tennis. The question is he playing tennis right now? Of course, no. Why? Because we use the phrase used to. It's not a phrase, phrasal verb. When a verb with a preposition, we call it phrasal verb. So used to means habit in the past, not anymore right now. This is about unit 2. Unit 3 was focusing on vocabs, and lots of vocabs. I've listed some of them. Dedicate, and we said you can dedicate time or life. And also one more thing, one more useful things about unit 3, which is the phrases that you have learned. If you remember the phrases, we said that sometimes verb goes with noun, and in some linguistical areas in the language they call it collocation, when a special verb goes with a special noun, and but this is something a bit different and less stronger than this. So we can say these phrases are infinitive phrases, verb with noun. So dedicate, we can say dedicate life or dedicate time, and it was a very nice story about Sheikh al-Mahrouqi, which is Hud. We got sponsor eradicate, and we gave also the meaning of eradicate: to get rid of something. Donate, when you donate money, clothes, or whatever. Fundraise, also the thing that you are doing to collect money. Inspire, I do like this verb, by the way. So inspire, and the noun inspire is inspiration, ilham. And when you talk to people and you convince them to be a part of the task that you are doing, or donating, or sponsoring, whatever. Poverty, a very nice noun as well, poverty. So we call the guy who doesn't have money to live, or who doesn't have at least the least things so to live, we call him poor. So then the general noun of poor is poverty. Hunger as well, so you are hungry, which is but hunger is the noun, the general noun. Promote as well, do you like it? So promote as a verb, promotion as a noun. Unit 4 was listening. I've just summarized this in 2 points. So you listen for keywords, and as usual I tried with my students, when they listen, don't listen to everything, listen to the keywords. So one student might ask, where can I get the keywords? Keywords, guys, from the questions. For example, if you have a question, what do you know about, for example, Jibrin 4? So what is the keywords here? Try to underline the keywords. The second thing, making statements. So sometimes you make statements, and we are going to use it here. So you make a statement and try to define the statement, or try to explain the statement. So all these things we will use it, inshallah, for this unit, which is theme 4, and unit 5, which will focus on writing. So now we're going to have our topic right now. I've explained the revisions because they are all connected, and the word connected, or the word connection, or the verb connect, please try to make sure that we're going to use it, and it's really important in our class, since our paragraphs should be connected to each, or the sentences in the paragraph should be connected to each other, and we will give it a term by the end of this session. If we go directly to the first part, discussing groups, what do you think the term global citizen mean? Add any ideas you have to the table below. Of course, in your class, you will discuss with your teacher, and unfortunately, we are not going to have the chance to make discussion with the classmate. But anyway, try to prepare it before you go to class. So this is the questions: what, who, where, how, and why. WH questions, and we are talking about global citizenship. So what is global citizenship? So if you ask yourself, what is that? A global citizenship is what? Is a person. Of course, is a person who choose to be an active in one of the areas in the world. So we can say active person, if I can explain it here. Active person, for example, in the area of environment, we can see people who are really working very hard to save the environment. That's why we have lots of awareness regarding environment. Can we save the environment? Those people who are working on these campaigns, especially campaigns, I'm gonna put those but campaigns of environment. So all those people who are working on those campaigns, we can call them activists, and those people, we consider them as global citizenship. Also, people with an issue to be raised in the world, they try to protect the issue, they try to defend the issue, also trying to help people to understand these kind of issues, we can call them as global citizenship. So what I've written here is active person in one of the areas. So for example, we give examples of environment, and also we can give examples of a global warming, for example. Okay. The second question is who can be as a global citizen? Can you be a global citizen? Can I be a global citizen? Can my friend, can the director who's listening to me, you guys behind the screens, can you be global citizens? Of course, guys, you can be global citizens. You can. Nobody will say no for you unless you have something to defend, unless you have something to raise. So we can say who can be global citizenship. We can say anyone can be a global citizenship, since he or she has an issue to discuss. So where it doesn't matter where, guys, where it doesn't matter. So for example, you are living in one country and trying to be an activist in other countries for such an issue. Yes, you can. So no matter where you are, guys, because you are raising an issue and trying to defend that issue and trying to help. So this is where, so there is no specific place in the world that you can go or travel to, and we will call you global citizenship. So every single part of the globe, you can be a global citizen, sorry. So how can you be global citizen? You can do some works. So these works can be, so we can say, do some works, and let's have them local and global, or let's make it international. Okay, so do some works, also raise an issue, try to have an issue to raise, try to have an issue to fight for. All of these can be ways to be a global citizen. Why do you want to, this is an important question, why do you want to be a global citizen? This is sure will have different answers from one to another. For example, for someone will say to save environment, those who are in the environment, for example, campaign. Some people will say as well to get rid of poverty, for eradicate poverty. All right. So some of them uh, um, will say that give services, trying to provide services to people. Some of them they love volunteering, love volunteering. As I said, you can do list of 100 reasons why do you want to join a group of people to be a global citizen. Those group people has an issue to raise and to fight for. So all the questions right now is as a warming up to you and a very good idea to discuss it with your teacher. So don't wait for others to get an answer, even if you have a, if you think that it's a silly answer, but try to raise it to your teacher, the teacher or the student try to adapt it as the answer they would like the answer to be shown to others. Anyway, so we've discussed the 4 questions, and as to conclude that task, there is no right or wrong belong to this task, so you can create your answers with your teachers as well. So let's move to the second task. This is so the most important part of this task is the question itself. Okay, let's read the questions. Read the short informative essay. So when we say informative essay, it means 1 types of writing. Complete the table with the information from the text. So since it's reading and complete the table, let's see the table first. Where is the table? This is the table. So the table is is having certain questions. For example, look at the subheadings, paragraph 2 and 3, circle the phrases, the pronouns, however. I'm going to come later on to this one because also I have lots of things to teach here. Global citizenship. Now, those people who doesn't know what does global citizenship, by reading this text they will understand what does global citizenship is meant by. So as the world has become more connected through globalization, I do like this term, by the globalization, the concept of global citizenship has developed and becoming increasingly more important. So look, this is what, so from line 1 to line 4 I can call it introduction. As for this essay outline what is meant by the term global citizen, who can be global citizen, how people can be a global citizens, and why global citizen is important. So from line 1 to line 4 is introduction. Also from line 1 to line 8 are introduction. And this is what I like in the introduction. So if you write an introduction, and especially if this is a writing unit, when you write an introduction, the introduction should have 3 important things in. It should have the hook sentence. The second sentence usually is the background sentence. All right. The third sentence is, we call it the thesis sentence. So hook sentence, when we talk about hook sentence, we are talking about the strongest sentence, or the first strongest sentence in the paragraph. Why do we call it hook sentence? Because it attracts the reader to continue reading your paragraph. So and most of the time we are not showing the topic in the first paragraph. We are trying to attract the reader to read the second sentence. Let's see. As the world has become more connected through globalization, the concept of global has developed and becoming increasingly more important. This is, we can consider it as hook sentence. The background sentence where we can show, so from line 1 to line 4, it has hook sentence and background sentence. Hook and background. Because the hook sentence attracts the reader, the background, we show the topic. We show the topic. So in background we show the topic. So from line 1 to 4 we found the introduction and we found the topic as well. So that's fine. In thesis sentence, it's always mentioned what is your essay is going to be about. So what is the points of your essay? So points to discuss, points to be mentioned. And the writer here said the essay outlines. So we can say the essay outlines, the essay explains, the essay shows, the essay points, all of these are terms and words. We can use it to show the thesis of the paragraph. Who can be global citizens? So look to the point that the thesis mentioned. The first one, what is meant by the term global citizen? This is number one. Number two, who can be global citizen? So this is number two. So paragraph number one will be what? Number two, who? And the third one, how people can be a global citizen and why global citizenship is important. So these are the topics that will be mentioned where in the paragraph right now. The only thing that I didn't find, unfortunately, the writer of this paragraph mentioned who can be a global citizenship, who can be a global citizenship. But the writer itself and the designer, this is a letter to the designer as well. If you mention who can be global citizenship, you have to put it as a separate paragraph within the text itself. But now you do have 4 points in the introduction, but the body paragraph has only 3. Okay, so just to make sure, the thesis sentence pointing to be mentioned. The first one, what is global citizenship? How can we be a global citizens, and why is global citizenship is important? Okay, so 3 different paragraphs. Each paragraph titled with a question. Each question will be answered in each paragraph and will give the answer of that question. Now, what do we want to say? We said that the introduction that we have has 3 sentences, which is hook sentence, background, and thesis. Done with that, thank you very much. So let's go to the body that we have. What is global citizen? In many ways, so look, the writer here, he starts with this one. In many ways, comma, being a global citizen is similar to being a responsible citizen in your own community. Why do you think the writer started with in many ways? Why didn't he start with being global citizenship? Because we are going to talk after about a while of something called cohesion, which is this one. Yes. Okay, cohesion. What does mean cohesion? Cohesion means the sentences are connected to each other. So this is creating cohesion. Okay, so creating cohesion is how to make sentences connected to each other within the paragraph. Why do you think we are focusing on that? To make a powerful and strong paragraph. All right, so in many ways, so try to do that. Being global citizen is similar to being responsible citizen. However, look, I'm going to circle however here. It's different to a national citizenship because becoming a global citizen is choice rather than a result of where person is born. Good. Anyone can be global citizen, and it doesn't matter where you live or the countries you have traveled to. Global citizens are aware of wider world, understanding how world is working. They also learn about, respect, and value other people and cultures. So now, in this paragraph, I found 2 things which might lead us to the cohesion or to the cohesive paragraph that I'm looking for. All right? If we go to paragraph 2, how can we be global citizens? A useful phrase to explain how we can grow is think globally and act locally. This is very good. Think globally, act locally. And this is a verb with adverb. A verb which is think, and adverb which is globally. Global citizens believe that they have responded to both. There are many different types from the local and whatever. So all of these, look, these communities, why do you think we repeat communities many times? Also to make a powerful and strong paragraph. The last paragraph, why is global citizenship is important? Why is global citizenship important? Issues that are important to global citizens may include the environment, poverty, trade, health, peace, human rights, and whatever. Taking actions to address these issues is important because this generation will face some of the world's greatest challenges. They will need to find ways of supplying food and water and whatever. Look, The writer here used therefore as well. Therefore. Now you will ask me a question, teacher, why do you circle these words? I'm going to say it later on. Why do I have to circle all of these? So what can you notice, guys, right now? The paragraph is started by introduction. Yeah, in the introduction, we knew that the essay will have 3 paragraphs and 3 questions. Then when we go down, we found the questions with the paragraphs explained. So now what do we have to do? We have to read it again and try to concentrate on the tense of this paragraph. What is the tense of this paragraph? You will say, yes, it is. It is present simple. And what else? So this is the tense of this paragraph is present simple because we are talking about informative essay and we are giving information about something. We are giving information about citizenship, which is a topic and not a story to tell about. All right? So 2 things we have understood right now. We understood how introduction works and the tense of this essay, which is present simple. Let's move to creating cohesion. It's very important to create cohesion in your writing. Cohesive devices help link ideas you're writing together. You can do this by using cohesive devices. Now, what are the cohesive devices? Such as repetition, number 1, of keywords, using conjunctions is number 2, and using pronouns, which is number 3, to link back to nouns. What does that mean? The last point. It means instead of saying Salim is blah blah whatever or Salim blah, no, use Salim in the first sentence, then use the pronoun of Salim, which is this is in a very simple way. Now, before going to the paragraph and the question about it, let me just check if we have time. Yes, we can do task 3. Yeah, all right. The text moves from general to more specific. Now, it goes from globalization, which is the term that the writer discussed in general in the introduction, and of course was very short. Then we go very specific. What does that mean? When we say the introductions only gives you a general idea of the writer's general idea of what do you want to explain. Okay? Then you go to the body. In the body itself, certain points discussed in the introduction will be explained in details with extra information and examples as well. That's why when we say general to more specific, it means from the points that we have discussed in the introduction to the paragraph itself. This is the example. Look, number 1, what is meant by the term global citizen? This is in the introduction. If we move to the body, we found it. A question. We found the question, guys, and we found the explanation of that question. If we look to the subheading of paragraph 2, 3, 4, write the questions words used in each subheading, and it was written what? It was what, why, and how. Yes, it was what, how, and why. The second one, repetition of keywords. The key phrases global citizen, global citizenship, and being global citizen are repeated many times. Why do you think the writer is repeating citizen or citizenship many times? In using such a phrase, because as you know that the word citizen, citizenship, globalization are the key words of the paragraph. So repeating these words can make the essay more powerful as well. Clear? Good. The second one, circle these phrases in the text. Pronoun. So it, they, this, that. So what we found in students' paragraph, that some of them, unfortunately, they don't use pronouns. Why, guys? Try to use pronoun, because using pronouns means that you are understanding what you are writing. And instead of repeating names and things many times, try to use a pronoun, which will be more helpful. So I don't think we are gonna see paragraphs without pronouns in final exam writing, since we are gonna mark, inshallah, very soon. Pronoun can be used to refer back to words and phrases in text. One useful way to use pronoun is to use this and these, and we We got some examples, and of course, while I'm speaking to you, I use these and those most of the time, connected to my tongue most of anyway. Previous ideas or issues. The third one, look at the underlying example. These communities, again, which links back to the sentences, there are many different types of communities. So look, different kinds of communities, and in the other sentences we use these sentences. Find two more examples. Now, yes, guys, we're gonna have a very short break with the headlines, and we'll be back very soon.